Okay, we'll be talking more on tennis, especially the race to O2 London, O2 Arena in London, talking about the ATP finals and also the WTA finals that just ended. Chuka Momah, he's the former president of Nigeria Tennis Federation, and also with Africa, and not only that, he's the best commentator we have right here in Nigeria. We're telling us more about this championship and what it means to most of these players. That's why all of them had to go all out to ensure that they actually book a spot in the final tournament this year. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to have you here. Okay, you watched the match between Cibulkova and Cibulkova. Somehow, someone who has lost 2 matches was able to win the tournament. What do you think about her?
Well, you know, the championships, even last year, Radwanski also lost a couple of matches and emerged victorious. It's a tournament is supposed to be among the best 8 players, using the criteria being the action so far this year. I must say it was rather surprising, of course, because Cibulkova, who is not exactly a spring chicken, she's 27 years old. Actually, there are no phenoms present in the ladies' game, and she had also lost her early matches, and she was able to somehow come through. In nail biter, she had to beat Halep to even have a chance, straight set, to have a chance of qualifying. And ironically, it was Kerber's straight set win in one of the matches that enabled her to go through. Cibulkova, she's one of the smallest players on the circuit. She's won about 7 titles so far. But she's done well this season. But coming into this championship, she's already won 3 matches, 3 titles rather. And, she had to match Kerber because Kerber exactly is no phenom either. She's not too young. But she has the Teutonic German efficiency and mental grit, for which the German competitors are legendary in various sports, be it soccer, boxing, whatever. And Cibulkova was able to match that grit. Her ground strokes were penetrating, they were laced with topspin. She was as fast as Kerber on court. And apart from the last game, when she was serving for the title, she showed extreme mental fortitude, which was worthy of Kerber herself. Apart from that last game, where she started double faulty and all that, she played a good match. I mean, it was a question of seizing her opportunity. One must mention that previously, of course, it's not as if Cibulkova has not been exposed to big matches. She was a finalist to Lina at the French Open in 2014, the title that Lina won. And tennis began to explode in China, that massive entity. She was also, that was at the Australian Open final, Australian Open final 2014. But then she was a semi-finalist at the 2009 French Open championship. So she's not exactly unknown or anonymous, but it would be interesting. She now moves to number 5. When Sharapova comes back, it will be interesting in the locker room, because Cibulkova was a player who severely criticized Maria Sharapova on account of her supposed drug testing from meldonium. She had very harsh words.
Yes.
And people have wondered, Sharapova is so tall and Cibulkova is so small. What will happen when they finally come face to face in the locker room when Maria comes back to competitive tennis?
It's definitely
that should be quite interesting.
Hopefully the ladies keep it classy in the locker room. Still, you said, like I said earlier, you said at 27, Cibulkova is now a spring chicken. I mean, do you foresee her going on to have a similar year like Angelique Kerber had this year? I mean, Angelique Kerber as well, so you could call her a late bloomer in terms of the Grand Slam titles.
Yes, I didn't absolutely hear your question, but I guess you were talking about Angelique Kerber.
No, yeah, what I said, Cibulkova at 27, I mean, she's not a spring chicken at all. I mean, do you foresee her having a very good year next year in terms of the Grand Slams?
she might, because Kepa has a really, I wouldn't say that Kepa has overreached herself, but she has used all the faculties and facilities that she possesses in winning 2 majors this year. In Australia, where she famously beat Serena Williams, and at the US Open, where she beat Pliskova. So one will expect a lot more from her next year. But you see, once these players start losing, if Cibulkova could do this, just as the case with Novak Djokovic, as soon as he started losing some matches, other players believed they could also beat her. Although, of course, Kepa has also lost a share of matches, famously to Puig at the Olympic finals, who was not expected to beat her. So, if other players are now going to compete with her, and if Cibulkova begins to have the courage of her convictions and begins to believe that impossible is nothing, as they say, and that she could actually rise, because she goes to number 5 now with this tournament victory. It's a big victory for her. I mean, the championships are right next to the majors, to the Grand Slams, which is why in the men's game they have so many points, ranking points. So if she can take this forward, she's well liked in the circuit. If she takes this forward, in spite of her diminutive stature, and of course, I must say her serve belies her stature actually, because she serves fairly big. If she takes this forward, she might be able to win a major. I certainly wouldn't put it beyond her. It will depend on her conviction and her mental strength. Because as I said, there are no phenoms in the ladies' game right now.
Yes.
Radwanska, a couple of others, Pliskova, they are just all over the place. Kuznetsova, Serena is virtually probably on the way out, even though I believe she still has probably 2 more majors in her, maybe 3, if she can improve her mobility on court, because the injuries are set in, and her knees and all that, and her mobility is one of the things that doesn't do any favors. So if she can improve that, if she can sort out those physical impairments, I think Serena has about 3, probably 4 more majors. I would say more like 3.
Wow.
Yes, I would say more like 3.
Okay.
She's got a big game. She's got a big game, no question about it. But you know, one of the things that will militate against an aging gladiator in sport is the factor of injuries, which do not heal fast, which is why some of them then resort to performance-enhancing drugs, some of which may improve the chances of their early recovery, you know. So I think it could be quite interesting next year, but there are no phenoms in ladies tennis right now. There isn't a young Serena, there isn't a young Monica Seles, there isn't a young Steffi Graf. There are no phenoms. The players right now are mature, they've come of age, virtually all of them, and I think Cibulkova could throw her hat into the ring and probably do herself justice.
All right, now let's talk about the men now, the ATP Tour Finals in London in December. Now, Andy Murray, I mean, his performance so far this year, were you surprised at all by his performance? And of course, Djokovic also dropping back a little bit because of some injury.
Definitely, Murray has had a great year. He's won 7 titles already. The same with Djokovic. Well, maybe some would credit the return of Ivan Lendl into his corner. One would famously remember that all the big titles he's won were during the era, during his stay with Lendl. Even though Lendl, of course, doesn't go for all the tournaments. He didn't go to the 2 Olympic gold medal tournaments that Andy Murray won. But the fact that you have such a man as your coach, a man famed for hard work, might got some influence. But to come back to the Murray-Djokovic so-called rivalry, I said so-called because Djokovic leads Murray 24-10.
Yes.
It is lopsided. Now they are about the same age, although Murray is a week older. They have been playing each other since they were juniors. They are good friends. They know each other very well.
Yes.
In 2016 this year, Djokovic holds a 3-1 edge, having beaten Murray both at the Australian Open and the French Open finals. Murray won in Rome, on clay in Rome. The fascinating thing is, if Andy Murray wins the Paris Open, which starts, I believe, today, and Djokovic fails to get to the final, Andy Murray becomes number one.
Yeah.
Since Djokovic will be defending all of 1,000 points at this event. And also, the ATP Tour Finals, the Barclays Tour Finals, Djokovic is again the defending champion, having magnificently won the tournament over the past couple of years. He's superb on indoor fast courts, you know. So Djokovic he has a burden to carry, along with the fact that also Djokovic beat Andy Murray at the Australian Open, which means that next year, 2017, in January, he's again defending champion, and Murray only got to the finals. So it's as if, and even I failed to mention the fact that, you know, because Murray wanted to go to Belgium to play the Davis Cup finals in 2015, he even wanted to skip the Barclays ATP Tour finals. And it was the threat of sanctions that made him play. And he crashed out, he didn't even get to the semi-final. So Djokovic will be defending a lot of points, and Murray will have the opportunity to earn a lot of points. So it is quite possible, in fact it is likely, that if not by the end of this year, by the end of the Australian Open in 2017, Murray could conceivably become the #1 ranked player in the world for whatever it is worth.
Thank you so much, sir, for talking to us this morning. Thank you. Well, as usual, you know what, we'll go on a short break now. We'll come back. We'll be talking more on German Bundesliga, and of course, Chinese should be joining us on the paper review segment.